Hello, everyone. John Doyle from OptixEQ, and I'm going to do another tutorial on OptixNOTES. This one's going to be a little bit more advanced. Hopefully, you're having some fun with it. It's a great product for that. I mean, not only is the content good, but I think you'll have fun. It may stimulate your handicapping. You know, sometimes we get in a rut, and I think this product may maybe help you. And if you can integrate some of your handicapping process along with this, I think you're going to be a better handicapper, no doubt. So first thing I wanted to do, though, was to look at the OptixNOTES keywords in total, right? So if you go to the website, let me just click the header here. So if you go to info, all the info about our different products are there. So you want to go over to notes, okay? You want to go to keywords, click keywords, and this will come up. Is the OptixNOTES keyword. So you'll see all the keywords in one place. So you can download this, keep it with you. When you go into the grid, though, you'll see a keyword dictionary that'll have, you know, this stuff in there, but it doesn't have the color code. So I think that's important when we're going through at least this, especially for this tutorial. I'm going to be focused on color, the color green. But color green, again, upgrades for people who are new, red downgrades, and, you know, generally the black is just neutral, but you know, let's get into it a little bit. So again, let's go back out to select race. We're going to be doing this for Saturday, the 13th of May. And again, if you buy notes through our silver plan, you get the rod, and then we're going to click the rod and open her up the 13th. And that's all the horse information in there. So you've seen this before if you've followed these series of videos. If not, go back and look at the ones we've done previously on notes just the last few days. Okay, so today I want to do something a little bit differently, because I think we've been focused on the last keyword being either red or green. We want to look at just green words like in the last three. Now, you know, when you're handicapping, actually, you want to go green words, maybe even back, because what I'm trying to do is trying to find some delayed kind of benefit of a horse, you know. So a horse that had maybe a green keyword and then an excuse, and then, you know, did something else. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'll look at specific keywords in this example. So I'm just saying, generally, I want a horse that had a green keyword in the last three races, and this is what this list is, 56 horses. And then the next thing I want to do is, you know, actually look at a green keyword. So I'm going to use the one kickback. We've seen that how strong that keyword is. Okay, so I'm looking for all the green. Now there's a key, just so you know, there is a kickback with a minus. That's like a minor kickback. The green is the one that's really severe. And so this gives you ability to kind of look at horses recently that have had a kickback back, and ones that might had one, two or three back, and see if there's maybe a reason why they didn't run well with the kickback or what have you. At Henry has a recent one. This horse is coming off a layoff. Let me just click at this horse because I thought this horse was mildly interesting. And it's 5-1 in the morning line. Plots fairly well on both standard, surface, and distance. Let's just see. You know, the things just quickly I like to do is, yeah, this horse seems to kind of be okay, fits kind of neutral on class and speed. So the kind of horse fits. The only thing is, horse is coming off a layoff. Again, if we go to the grid, everything's connected, as I pointed out. We'll take a look at this horse's performances in total. This horse has kind of won off the layoff here, 54 days. He's run, you know, fairly well. Third off a similar layoff. So this horse can run off layoffs, and he just really got the wrong surface last time. You can see that's why the turf, not only the kickback did he get in that race, but he was on the wrong surface altogether. So look for this horse to improve performance back on the turf, 5-1. Interesting to see the jockey change. Franco, who's really hot, is on this horse, and no, there's another green keyword horse. So, you know, you might want to look at both these. This horse is second off on layoff after a major trouble trip. Excuses in the debut. I'm not sure if this horse is really good or it's a trouble horse at this point, but still another horse you might want to consider just because he's green keywords, and Franco takes them out here, and that one's 4-1, so maybe that's an exacta or something, whatever. Take a look at that. Getting back to the rod, though, so that was at Henry. You can see some others here. Let me get my pen so I can show you a little bit, maybe easier. I have a pen somewhere. Let me draw. Okay, so look at this horse, Jupiter's Moon, had the kickback. We missed that one. This horse won already, so nothing there. There's a horse that kicked back 2 back, and then had trouble in traffic. So here's maybe some kind of a delayed, what I maybe call a delayed green word. So we want to maybe look at this horse. Just I'm going to go through the other list quickly. This horse is prep, got the green keywords, had a little kickback in debut. I don't know. We kind of project this horse with turf, and he's staying on dirt, but it's a horse now that we know had kickback in the race too. We might want to look at. I'm not going to go delve into him. This horse had kickback, but ran a much improved. Look at that, improved performance. So kind of missed the boat on that one. Same thing on this guy. Kind of got his improvement already. He's kind of stuck at second. And here's another one, but the price is a lot too short. But there's a horse that had kickback. We projected improvement. So really a cool way to kind of handicap races. Different. Like I said, this could be a great way to start your handicapping, and then you can delve into what other process you use. But I wanted to go back and look at Ram, because that was the horse that I thought kind of could be on a delayed kickback. So let's look at that one. Click plot. Horse plots is kind of a deep closer. That's a little bit troublesome, but once we get to this form, I think you'll feel a little bit better about that. Let's go into the grid. This horse is Gabriel Saez, and the chief there, Wayne Lucas, is a horse that has kind of back class. This is the first time this horse is in for a tag, I believe. Yeah. This horse, was on kind of like, I don't know if he looked ticket, but he ran in third, he ran 5th in the Preakness, I think. No, 10th. Okay. Wasn't the right pick, but kind of over his head in that race. But it's kind of competed well, minor stakes. He's had trouble in his last 3 races. And now they're dropping him to lowest level. 5-1 in the morning line. The horse to really take a look at. I think this might be the right spot. When you look at this horse, kind of like at Churchill, he's run real well at Churchill too. Had he won, but he's like been only out of the money 1 time at Churchill. So it looks like he likes the track. It's 5-1 might be a horse to take a look at. Complete your handicap. Oh, the concern was about the plot, being a deep closer, but he's a big square. One thing I like to do is like see how this horse, because I think it's going to be an average to slow pace, maybe just looking at the plot. How's he compete there? He's won off these types of races. He's run well. So that's less of a concern, seeing that he's been able. Well, what I did here was looked at race shapes, early race shapes that are average to slow, and he's been able to close into those. So not as big a concern as when I first looked at this. So and he should get an average pace to run into. So number 5 Ram at Churchill on Saturday. That's race 6. I'm going to do another keyword here. And I'm going to look at turf. And this is horses that are a little bit different. This is horses that we're projecting to improve with this with the move to the turf. I'm going to go down the list here too. Let me get my pen. And this is horse that we projected on the turf. I don't know. This is 3 back. This is okay. This is again the delay. So this is 2 back. This horse that projected to go good on the turf. Came back, still on the dirt. So I'm looking for a horse that's actually going to be on the turf. And that I'm going to go down to the last one because I kind of looked at this previously. And that's the 8 here. This is a horse that in his debut, well, it's not his debut, his last race, he was slow out of the gate, and the projection was turf, synthetic stretch. Okay. So no, it looks like he's getting a route. So let me just click on here, right? I mean, the horse is 20-1. I could do worse. Okay. And he plots pretty good. I mean, it looks like there's a ton of speed. Look at the speed rating. So there's a lot of horses that are going to run fast early. kind of a chaos kind of race. No one's really there's no E or EP in this race. So I like to kind of look at closers in a situation like this. And, this horse is really dirtied up. So let's go to the grid. I think that's a horse we want to 20-1. And all right, so look at this horse. This horse, last 3 races have been brutal. I mean, you don't want to touch this horse. If you look at him on kind of just that way, really low figures. But if you look at this horse, his debut was on the dirt, so he was a C. So every dirt race he was a C. But it seems like when this horse kind of switched over to the turf, he came alive around a B minus. Wide no cover, that race would be on synthetic, 66, and then 73 on the turf again. Better than he was running on the dirt in that dirt race, C's, all C's. And then they got him back on the dirt, and he's just been nothing. It's a stab, but when you look at this field, let's just look at this field. Let's look at this in the last year. Let's look at turf horses routing. And you look at the speed figures. I mean, not for nothing, but sports kind of 20-1 ranks right up there. Decent plot. It's a bit of a stab, but in a race like this, I think it's worth it. These races are, maiden claim are low level, worth a shot. Maybe you can find some other things, but again, as a way to get to horses that, you typically might not get to quickly, using notes. I'm going to look at one more because I want to look at stretch, which is a keyword. It's not a green keyword, so I'm going to take this actually out because I thought this, you could find horses that are getting back to what they're supposed to do. And, this is, one of the ways to do it. And I'm not going to go through all these horses. But by the way, the 8 was one of them, stretching out too. That was the last race we talked about. But I'm going to talk about a horse at Monmouth. How great is Nate? And there's another reason why I want to delve into this horse. But this horse, we projected a stretch out. He got the stretch out in Aqueduct in a great stakes race. It was the Wood Memorial or the Gotham, I forget which. I think it might have been the Gotham. And then he came back. So let me look at this horse because this horse is very interesting. Okay, very interesting. Now, his plot is not great, but we're going to explain that a little bit. So you can see that he kind of plots here in the middle. That's okay. This plot's okay. This plot not so much, but I'm going to give this horse a little leeway, and here's why. Okay, let's go to the grid. Okay, so this horse did nothing but win. Now, the only concern about that, like he just never increased this figure, but I'll tell you, this horse always looked like this horse wanted more distance, and that's why we had the stretch here. And it was running at low level. So this is a 2-year-old. So I still think maybe potentially this horse has upside. They put him in the Gotham, okay, and you just see trouble start plus. That means very big trouble, and then other. And I always suggest what you have to do is when you see this other, make sure you're going to the extended comment, clicking it and reading it. This was a monster performance. Really. This one, I understand he didn't have a jockey on his back, but you just don't see this that often. He lost his jockey. And then, he was about 6 or 8 lengths behind the field after the trouble. He rushed to the lead. Again, he was extremely wide. And despite that, he took the lead and he was just nipped at the wire by Raising King, that horse that did okay in the Derby, right? I mean, I don't know if he did okay, but I mean, he ran in the Derby, did okay. He ran okay, I think, for him, he was a long shot. But still, this horse ran a monster race. And so what they do the next time, I like the first time 2 turns, and he runs okay traffic, but he couldn't keep up. But that was 14 days after that monster race. So he gets more spacing. He gets a capable trainer. I think this is a trainer upgrade too, a trainer upgrade. So there's a horse, Monmouth. He's got him. I think this is the right race for this horse. A long race. It's not going to be an easy race, but you're going to get all of that 6-1, if not more. So I think this is a value play. Again, is the horse that we projected to stretch out. is two stretch outs. You know, one was trouble. One, I think he came back too quick. I think there's more upside on the upper mid 80s that he was running. So, you know, I think with the projection, he could be in the 90s, which is going to probably take to win this race, low 90s. I think this horse is interesting. Not a big, you know, I think it's going to be even a bigger number than the 6-1 is my guess. Okay. So that's it. Again, if you're interested in these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, OptixStream, and you could, as soon as these new videos come up, you'll be notified and you'll be able to watch them. I'll continue the series on OptixNOTES. At some point, you know, once we got through notes, we'll kind of shoot over to plot and talk more about that in more detail. But if you have specific things in notes you want to cover, you know, let me know. If there's areas you're confused about or things you like, just let us know. You can contact us. Go to our website. Very simple here. I'm going to just you go to OptixEQ.com. You go to contact. You can send a note that way. You can tweet. We're at OptixEQ on Twitter. And if you're not into Twitter, but you want to see what we're saying on Twitter, you go to media on our website, Twitter, click Twitter, and you'll see our tweets. Okay, so if you just want to look at our tweets, not get an account or whatever, just see what we're saying. Yeah, you can do that too. So that's it. This is John Doyle from OptixEQ, and thanks for listening.